Alright, so now we're seated on the driver's seat. We're going to inspect the items in the driver's cab area. Start with the seat itself. Make sure that I'm going to tell the tester and I'm going to do it. So make sure that the seat is going up and down properly. That it moves forward and back. Lock them back in place. Then we check the seat belt. Make sure that it's securely mounted. So I pull it and I tell the tester there's no cuts, it's not torn, it's not frayed. And then it locks properly and then unlocks properly. I make sure that the parking brake is set. I talk about the gear shifter and I run it through the gears and I tell them that it's working properly and it's secure. And I place the bus back in neutral. And then I'm ready to start the bus. And I'm going to place the engine dial on run. And then I start looking at a couple of lights right away. The wait to start light, make sure it comes on and it goes off. The ABS light turns on and it turned off. So that means the ABS light is the ABS system is working properly. And then the DEF light. This bus is not equipped with one, but I would check that it turns on and it turns off. And the DEF system is okay. Alright, so now we actually start the bus. We're gonna press the engine start button. Couple of seconds. When the bus is running, I start talking about my gauges and I start with the oil pressure gauge. So I'm looking, make sure that the needle is moving up and it's in the operating range of 50 to 75. Next would be the volts. Make sure that it's above 18 volts and that indicates that the alternator is charging the batteries. I look at the coolant temperature, the engine temperature, make sure that's climbing gradually. And it's going to go up to 180 to 210. That's going to be the operating range for the bus. And then I tell the tester if it goes above 210, then I would pull the bus over. I would check for any coolant leaks. And if there are none, then I would let the bus idle so that it cools down back under 210. The final gauge is the air pressure. So on this bus we have two gauges. So they're both going to be climbing gradually as the bus builds air pressure. And I want to see them go up to 120 psi, the manufacturer's level. At 120, I should hear the cutout valve sound, the spitter valve, and that indicates that the system is working properly. The cutout valve, I explained to the tester that it helps turn off the air compressor so that the tanks don't overfill, which could lead to damage, explosion. So once all of that is completed, then we move on to all the other items on the cab. Alright, so I move on from the gauges, work my way into my indicators. And I start with the left turn signal. So you do it, and then you show the tester it's working properly. My right turn signal, turn on the four ways. And then I want to show the high beam, so I need to turn the lights on, the dial to lights, push the stock, and the high beam indicator is working properly. Alright, after the dashboard I move on and I test all the other things on the bus. So I tap the horn, make sure that's working. The windshield wipers and the fluid, make sure they're working and the fluid's coming out. I would point out on the bus that the fluid is empty and it's not coming out. So that way the tester gives me credit for inspecting it. Anytime you see an issue with the bus, point it out to the tester. I'm going to test my heater and defroster. So I turn them on and I reach and then I turn it off. If it's not working, same thing, just point it out to the tester. Here in the defroster, it's probably not working. We get that looked at if I need to use it on the road. I'm going to test the doors, so open and close them. Just push the button to open it, the other one to close it. Finally, I inspect my mirrors. So make sure that they're properly adjusted, my outside mirrors. Make sure there's no obstruction to my view. They're clean, securely mounted, not broken, not damaged, not cracked. And the same thing on the passenger side. And also for my interior mirror, make sure that it's also secure, not broken, not damaged, and it's properly adjusted.